Thank you to everybody, let's say everywhere. And I want to thank again the organizer for this invitation, interesting invitation. So I will speak today about joint work with Pierre Raphael from Cambridge, Igor Rodniansky from Princeton, and Jérémy Scheftel from Centre de la Recherche Scientifique, CNRS, in Paris. I try to be very general, no detail of computation, just general principle in some sense and idea. So, okay. Okay, so why? Yes. So I will consider a three-dimensional barotropic compressible Navier-Stokes equation. And so you have an equation for the density and an equation for the velocity. And I put a term here, which is a Laplacian term, to make it like Navier-Stokes. You can put a viscosity in front of the -1, so minus epsilon. And you have a term here, P, which is related to the pressure, with a parameter gamma, which is greater than 1. Okay, so it's not exactly how we the equation written in the standard form, but for solution with radial symmetry, just depending on R, we are in three-dimensional. I will concentrate just for 3D. You can do also a 2D theory, but I will concentrate on 3D in my talk. They can reduce to this equation. Okay, it's the same form, in fact. Okay, so the density is always positive strictly, but you can assume that it decays at infinity at 0 or eventually not. We'll do a theory, a local theory, close to the blow-up point. So in fact, behavior far away will be, in some sense, not relevant. So we have classical work related to define a solution for this equation. We concentrate on the notion of strong solution. So you have also a notion of weak solution generated by Pierre Williams and others, but I will concentrate in my talk here to notion of strong solution. And the point is about blow-up for this equation. So you have a result of Nash, Majda, Makino, Yukai, Kawashima, Chemin, Shaw, who prove unique solution, and eventually they can extend it to either a blow-up time, finite blow-up time, or to produce global solution. So the general problem we want to concentrate in this talk is about construction by hands, in some sense, and doing that by hands, then you obtain also a description of blow-up solution for equation 1. So this is related to global dynamics. So is solutions are globally defined or not as strong solution? Or if you have a blow-up, what's happened at the blow-up? Sometimes. So you see this equation. You have here. You can put a small parameter. Eventually, if this term is removed, you have Euler equation. So it's hyperbolic equation. Here, if you put this diffusion term, then it's Navier-Stokes, and then you lose the hyperbolicity. So you go to some kind of finite speed of information related to the solution to infinite speed of solution. So it's a very different setting. Okay. So this result, as we described, is the first result for Navier-Stokes. It's not the first result for Euler, and I will come later on that. As for other type of equation like NLS, you can have by abstraction method related to convexity argument of a certain quantity, existence for blow-up solution. So the result for Euler was from Sideris. So he produced for a well-chosen initial data, let's say with constant density infinity, then you cannot have for a strong solution to be strong for all time. So it has to blow up in the space, so you consider it. For Navier-Stokes, with similar vanishing condition on the data, you have also a similar result. So this is Xin and Rosanova. Of course, as before the other equation, the convexity in time argument gives no insight of the nature of the singularity. So you want to have more information. So all this talk is about the construction of a certain type of blow-up solution in the radial situation. So let's start with some critical issues. So we want to study, in some sense, Navier-Stokes and Euler problems at the same time. So we cannot use particularly large the notion of maximal Cauchy development developed by Alignac, Christodoulou. Okay, so what about the Euler equation? So you have some way a finite speed of propagation related to the solution. So you have in fact more information. So in the mathematical literature, the results are the following ones. The first one was by Christodoulou. So basically, he looked to radial solution and proved, let's say, that construct a blow-up solution which blow up on the sphere of radius 1, let's say, far away from the origin. So it's plugging as the main shape the Burger type blow up. So one dimensional blow up of Burger type. You have then a result of Speck, and then you have a result of Buckmaster, Scholar, and Vicol, who basically took the example of Christodoulou in the non-radial situation and smooth it out at R equal 1. So it's still a Burger type blow up, but it's not on the sphere. You have just one blow up point, let's say, at R equal 1 still, but one blow up point. So you are able to make it not blowing up on a sphere, but just at one point on the sphere. Okay. Okay. As a remark, it's a classical result that for Navier-Stokes, if the density remains bounded, then it cannot blow up. Okay, so all these blow up are very close to a constant density in some sense. So it's like a way, wave blow up. So blow up, you can see the blow up in the derivative of the function, not in the function itself. So we need to look for solution of Navier-Stokes elsewhere. So our solution for both Navier and Euler will belong to a different class of data, somehow a large data regime. So that the blow up can be seen. The density and the velocity are blowing up in L infinity at the blow up time. Okay, so as we say, we are going to take radial symmetry, and the blow up will occur at the origin of the space. So let's say 0. Okay, so two important issues, I already mentioned them. One is that all singular at the singular point, all the direction of the velocity fields are singular. And the other, which is of course the most important one, to go from to make it to Navier-Stokes, is that we are far away from shock type singularity. In fact, our solution is until the end. So that is, we don't have bounded for both density and velocity, as in the previous example where the derivative blows up. In our solution, both density and velocity blows up at the singularity. So in some way, it is a new phenomenon of formation of a strong singularity for Euler and together with Navier-Stokes. Okay. So let me go to the theorem. Okay. Okay, so it's easy for me to remove the parameter gamma here from the assumption and to work with a parameter L. Then have an R star depending on the value of L related to 3. So R star equal this value related to L and this value for L greater than 3, and these two values match at L equal 3. So there is a possibly empty exceptional set of parameter gamma which can accumulate only at 0, 3, or plus infinity, such that if you are not Ln and you are not 3, and let's concentrate not on the Euler result, but just on the Navier-Stokes. So L is greater than square root of 3. Okay, so that's the real assumption on the parameter gamma. So different from a sequence. So it's, and where only accumulation point is 0, 3, plus infinity, and L greater than square root of 3. Very important. This is the key. Then you have a sequence RK of somehow related to the blow-up speed. So the blow-up speed you are not finding a continuous blow-up speed. Let's say like for the critical wave equation or something like that, critical energy wave equation. Because you are dealing with irregular solutions. So in some sense, it's more close to the heat equation, where you have also this information about the sequence of blow-up speed. So you have a sequence RK, which is greater than 1 and always smaller than this R star, depending on the value of L related to that, you take this value or this value. But it's accumulated as k goes to infinity to this limit point. So R star, which is explicit. The 3 is just related to the dimension. So, but forget it. I just took dimension 3. Then for this RK, so RK doesn't depend, it's only depending on gamma and the dimension, but let's forget about the dimension. We are on dimension. So then you can find a Fanaco dimension manifold of initial data, which are symmetric, so which has a symmetry of the only depending on R, so which is preserved in time, and which are very regular. So such that the solution blows up, the solution of Navier-Stokes. I just took viscosity 1, but you can do the result for viscosity between 0 and 1. So 0 which correspond to all air and then to 1. So that the solution blows up infinite time at the origin, only at the origin. So 0 is the only blow-up point, and it is a blow-up point. And the infinity norm of the density goes to infinity, like that. So it's a power of 1 over capital T minus T. And the same for the density here. This number for the density is always smaller than 1. Exceptionally, you can eventually have this goes to can be 0, then you will go to a next order. But I will not enter in that. Okay, so that's the result. So let me comment on this result now. Okay, so I'm going too slow, in fact, but it's important that I go slow, so I'm sorry. Okay, the Navier-Stokes result never describes self-similar blow-up solution of type 1. So, and it's only, we are constructing only type 2 solution. As in the previous work of ours, I will present briefly later. So what is the difference? When you're normalized near the blow-up, the diffusion term will be, oh no, complete disaster. Okay, sorry. Okay. Yes. So the blow-up solution, the diffusion term will be negligible. For type 1 blow-up, after a normalization, the time derivative, the nonlinear term, and the diffusion term are the same order. Type 2, the diffusion term is negligible, and the main profile is only related to Euler equation, which is the time derivative and the nonlinear term. Okay, so the blow-up profile with dominating the behavior is the one of Euler and not Navier-Stokes. So in some sense, Euler have two parameter scaling, and Navier-Stokes have only one. So I'm dealing with the 2 parameter, and I'm pushing a bit the parameter, so I kill the Navier-Stokes guy. And the you can do that in our proof only for L greater than square root of 3, and that's here where we have this constraint of L greater than square root of 3 to use this type of profile. So the scaling we choose is supercritical for Navier-Stokes problem, and the diffusion term is treated perturbatively. Okay, so the result is somehow if you put the result of a uniform related to the viscosity parameter of Navier-Stokes. So the solution of both, if you adjust the finite dimensional parameter, let's say, but let me go not in this detail, the solution of both Navier-Stokes and Euler blows up for the same kind of initial data with the same mechanism, at least for L greater than square root of 3. So we are really blowing up in a kind of pure Euler regime and via a self-similar Euler profile. Okay, so this works in this, and we are still left with this parameter smaller than square root of 3, which remains open. So construction remains open. Okay, just related to physics, in fact, the parameter L for gas, ideal gas, are some kind of explicit theory with explicit value, some sense. So it works for all of them, except for the, let's say, the more important one, the monoatomic one, which is the limit case L equals 3. So, and which corresponds to gamma equal 5/3. So in some sense, the method applies the same, but it's a degenerate case in the analysis of the limiting profile for Euler equation. And to treat that, the method should apply, but need further computation. So that we haven't done. The nature of the phase portrait underlines the existence of suitable blow-up profile Euler degenerate dramatically for L equals 3 with the formation of a triple point. In fact. Okay, the discrete sequence Ln of possible non-missing equation of state is in fact related to the existence of C-infinity self-similar solution of the compressible Euler. And in fact, we, from our analysis, we have a very simple criterion. Give me a precise gamma, I can say you are in the theorem or you are not in the theorem. So you can check it numerically very easily for a specific gamma, which is important for the problem of the physics. And we use it also for explicit value for NLS. I will comment on that later. Okay, so we consider radial solution which decay at unity, but in fact you can adjust the proof. Everything is local in space, and then you map with the standard theory of existence of local solution away from zero. So you can treat the non-radial case, adding eventually more instability, so more direction codimension, and increasing your codimension for your initial data. In the case of a bounded domain or even different type of behavior of the density infinity, if you want. Okay, blow-up profile at the blow-up. So you have, in fact, the analysis will give you the blow-up profiles near zero after scaling, but it gives the blow-up profile in the original variable. Okay, so so let's say for x very close to zero, you can even produce the asymptotic behavior of the limit value of the density and at the blow-up time. So this goes, all these guys goes as t goes to the blow-up time to a given function, which has this behavior close to 0, and this behavior again for the density, and here again you have this point, but this number cannot be 0. So as we said, both density and velocity of our solution blows up at the blow-up time, in contrast of previously studied mathematical literature to similarity formation for 2 and 3D, but let's say 3D. Okay. Okay. The approach we follow is, in fact, is to understand Euler and treat, as I told you, the diffusion as a perturbation. So it's a bit crazy because you concentrate on an equation which is reversible Hamiltonian, and you make it an approximation of an irreversible equation. And so usually in the standard theory, diffusion is helping you, but here it's not necessarily helping you, because in fact, with the diffusion, you are not able to do computation. So as it is, Hamiltonian system equations are usually more complex, and but you have to go through this complexity to treat, as we have done it, the Navier-Stokes problem. Okay, so it's a general problem. So let me do some small reviewing reference for the Hamiltonian equation. But the key point, of course, Euler equation is Hamiltonian, but is also hyperbolic. So you can do more computation. Asymptotic related to a special object have attracted considerable interest in the last 20 years. The set of problems is basically related, split in 3 sets, which are very different, and usually they are related to the scaling of the equation and the conservation. So number 1 is subcritical case. Number B is critical case. Number C is supercritical case. We are unfortunately in the supercritical case, which is the worst situation. So here you can always work for 2 types of problems. The construction problem, which is construct and describe a blow-up solution, and much more ambitious is a classification problem, which is classification of all possible blow-up behavior. Of course, this is more complicated, and sometimes you can do it, sometimes you cannot do it. And even when you can do it, for most of the case, you have to add a constraint of size of the initial data to add extra degeneracy, let's say. Or in some case, you can treat the large data case, so all data. So the problem is more complicated in the 2 last cases, critical and supercritical case. So let me cite a few results. So first, you need to go to the nonlinearity equation, which was treated first. You have to mention the result of Giga-Cohn for the heat equation, Herrero-Velasquez, Merle-Zag, so it's heat and waves, and many others, which were concentrating on blow-up of type 1, self-similar. So let me just concentrate it. So here, all this information, I've done it more in the subcritical case. So So is case A. So as I said, we are in the supercritical situation and we are only concentrating on the construction problem. So for the critical case, the standard equations are here. For the interest of physics, it is the mass critical case, Schrödinger equation. So I just wrote in dimension 1. It's more known in dimension 2, but when the power is 3 here. And the scaling leaf invariant, the L2 norm, which is preserved by the flow. So many people work on this problem, and let me mention, so you have Merle, Raphael Merle, which are about construction and classification with size constraints of blow-up solution. Then you have Raphael, Bourgain-Wang, Krieger, Schleig, Perelman, Raphael Scheftel, Raphael Merle Scheftel. The other standard equation is the critical mass critical Cordovec-de Vries equation. So power 5 is the same here. The scaling is the same, is preserves the L2 norm. So you have Martel-Merle, Raphael, which is again existent construction and classification with size constraint of blow-up solution. Notice here that you don't have a simple argument for proving by obstruction blow-up solution. Okay. Then the last to see it is the hyperbolic world, which is the wave equation. I wrote it in dimension 3, and in the critical case, so this is for the wave is related to the energy. So it's like power by 5 in dimension 3. Then you have Schleich-Tataru, Ducaet-Merle, Ducaet-Scaling-Merle, Hilaire, Raphael, Gendrej, Doninger, there is an R here. And this is all about construction. Or you have a vector or geometrical model related to this hyperbolic structure, like energy critical wave map, where you have Rodiansky, Stern-Benz, Krieger, Schleich-Tataru, Raphael, Rodiansky, or energy critical wave map, Merle, Raphael, Rodiansky. All of that is construction. So the goal we have attacking this problem is to bring this method to this problem of fluid mechanics. It's not clear that it could be, and with some extra new idea, and you can adapt this kind of vision we develop in this context to produce this blow-up result for the compressible Euler equation. So all this paper related critical case is about type 2 blow-up. So, and all these methods introduced by Raphael and Martel-Merle are based on a refined monotonicity formula using the specific of each equation for a solution which have, after a scaling, the shape of a standard object, for example, stationary solution or periodic solution, where you have more information. Okay, so this is a critical world. Now, the last one is supercritical case. Here, the situation is more complex, more scenario, and we are just only starting. So let me mention the key, few key information. For the heat equation, it was more study. You have result of Herrero, Velasquez construction, Matano, Merle, all that are with in radial symmetry case. Matano, Merle, construction and classification, Le Pen, Mizoguchi. Okay. So the first, so this is diffusion equation. So first adaptation to the Hamiltonian situation was done for NLS by Mayer, Raphael, Rodiansky. So this is an essential building bricks of our work, together with some extra argument. So we are, so it's Hamiltonian supercritical case, and we develop some argument to be able to attack this problem. So see also Colo for work for the supercritical wave equation and the non-radial situation of the heat equation. So everybody is about construction. We are not speaking about classification, too difficult. Okay, so we bring this vision to this fluid work, but together, after understanding more the Euler equation, we realize that in fact we can bring back that we learn on using this on this equation to the nonlinear Schrödinger equation. So what is the meaning of that? We saw kind of disprove a classical conjecture of Bourgain in 2000 that say that for defocusing a nonlinear Schrödinger equation, well, it is known that for if you are subcritical, you don't blow up. If you are critical, in fact, this is much harder, but you don't blow up. And for supercritical case, for the heat equation, you don't blow up. But so he was expecting for the NLS, and you don't, but it's not true. So in dimension larger than 5, you can find a regular localized solution of the supercritical, so very nice, very, very decaying at infinity, very C infinity, everything, very supercritical. And you solve the supercritical defocusing NLS. And your solution blows up in finite type, concentrating some quantity at the origin. And the shape of the asymptotic dynamics is not related to any soliton or something like that, like in the previous work, because there is no soliton on that, but it's related to some blow-up, a self-similar blow-up solution of Euler. Okay, so I need to increase my speed. Okay, so what is known? So Euler is very important. Euler profile, surprisingly, in the physics literature, you had the existence of Euler continuum of self-similar solution of Euler profile in the 1940s by Güderle and then by Sedov. But they are not very regular. And even if you perturb even the Euler, just Euler, you are not able to see that they survive, in fact. People were not really interested for them. They have done it for more detonation waves or things like that. But for our problem, it's a serious. And you can see for Euler equation, generically, all these self-similar solutions are not very regular. And when you cross the acoustic cone, they are singular, let's say, in CK, where K can be very large, but they are not C infinity. A key element of our analysis is to prove first that for specific R, this is not for a sequence RK, is for all R in some sense. Then for specific R, you have non-generic C infinity solution of this, which are self-similar solution of Euler. And this extra regularity is an essential element to control the susceptible or repulsivity property of the associated linearized operator and to make it work, surviving just for Euler perturbation of the initial data up to a codimensional thing, or for Navier-Stokes. Okay, the first step was to construct self-infinity symmetric self-similar solution of compressible layer, and that you cannot do for all parameter R. You can do it only for a sequence Rn in the asymptotic limit to this R star, where so sometimes you have a dynamical picture. Let me here. Remarkably, for Euler equation, you have a DEM transformation, and you can reduce solving an autonomous OD. So it's something very simple. Then you are looking for connection between these 2 point P6 at infinity and P4. So it's Güderley notation. I keep Güderley notation. And you have many of these solutions go through this P2 guide, but only very few. So so it's a point degenerate point. So you have many solutions goes here and go pass. And you're able, when you let the parameter, the point P5 go into P2 here, this is only for L smaller than 3, then you have another picture for L greater than 3. Then you can prove that you have a sequence Rn of good parameter, where you have a C infinity solution. In fact, everything happens around CK, where K are these signs. And if you are basically CK plus 1, then you are good. You are good, you are C infinity. Okay. So this, we have done computation which is related to the function gamma using the property of analytic function. And to do at a certain order the computation, you need something different from 0, which since it's analytic quantity, it's okay. It's only for a discrete number of parameters. If not, then you need to do, it's not that the approach is not correct, then you need to do the computation to another order. We didn't do it. And then we check by brute computation and some stability property of the solution. Then second step is about using all the method we have developed, spectral and energy method. So it's a mix of that, and following the solution everywhere, close to the blow-up profile, far away, and even for X different from 0. So everything, and we have to match the thing together. So it's very long. I will not go in the details of that. Near the singularity, we use some linear stability, and removing the eigenvalue with the bad sign is responsible for the assertion of codimensional assertion. Okay, so maybe I have just 1 minute, so I go very fast. For Navier-Stokes, it just means that for suitable the dissipative term related to the Laplace operator is negligible, so we can do it. So this term is related to some exponential of the time. Now tau goes to infinity. And dealing with, so E0 is explicit, dealing with E0 strictly positive is related to our condition that L is greater than square root of 3. Okay, so of course all these estimates are involved. I cannot go. So, and I think I'm over time, so I stop here.